Hi Capricorn, welcome to the unexpected reading for February 26th through February 9th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. Knight of Wands. Ooh, things could be happening quickly. We could be dating and in the mix. All right, out and about, pursuing a passion project or kind of feeling energized after the first of the year, wanting to start dating or wanting to start to date. Nine of Wands, Queen of Swords, World. Okay, so perhaps this is after there's been an ending, because this is probably a very decisive conversation about what we're going to do, where we're going to go. Maybe because of an ending and you're just like, I'm not having it, I'm only willing to go so far. Maybe we're just meeting people online. Either way, there's been an ending and you're wanting maybe to get back out there and date, but because you might still be feeling a little defensive or guarded, things might still need to be sorted out legally or whatnot, and some of those conversations might still need to be had. Maybe you're feeling like, oh, online's better for right now. Could be. If not, this could be your there's been an ending and you're feeling pretty defensive about an air sign. And you're needing to have those clarifying conversations, and you're just being very clinical and businesslike, or you're actually involved with somebody that is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Could be that. We got the Queen of Cups here. Okay. So we've got Queen of Cups, Three of Coins, Knight of Coins, Page of Swords. Wow, the whole family showing up. Page of Cups. Okay. All right. So be careful of your reputation in the next couple of weeks, okay? There might be some gossip and words and things being spread about you that you just might have to, you might have to address with somebody. All right, what this Queen of Cups is about here. Okay, so we got the Emperor. You might be seeking legal counsel. This could be, on the rare random case, this could be about defamation. Someone's, talking trash and they need to be held accountable, so much so that you have to take it to the court. But this could be in dealing with this breakup. Maybe you're seeing a lawyer, maybe you're seeing a therapist, maybe you're talking to somebody that you consider wise counsel to try and make some sense out of this. Or if things have reached a stalemate here and everybody's defensive, this is about talking to somebody to help break down these barriers to reach a successful conclusion, because this is over. This is over. This is an ending and this is forward movement. So we've got the culmination of a cycle with someone, and perhaps the fallout is someone needing to deal with somebody to help finish that, either emotionally or legally, paperwork, things like that. So that's everything out. Who's involved here? Yeah, walking away. Ouch. All right. So this is you. Could be another earth sign. Could be Virgo or Taurus. But this is somebody that's a solo act. I know for a lot of times this is about teamwork. But sometimes this is about somebody that is doing just fine on their own and they're not in an apprenticeship. They've got an established works. Maybe some people come along to check it out, to offer to collaborate, whatnot. But this is someone that's capable on their own. So we've got two solitary independent cards here. So, interesting. So we got three queens showing up. Holy cow. I know two is sincere friends. I remember that much. But three queens, deception by women. Nice. Okay. Where's that single ladies at? Okay. So, but then here we have this Knight of Coins. Is this a sexual relationship? Hello? What's this Knight of Coins about? Is there an offer? Oh, gosh. 1, 2, 3. We got 3 pages. We got 2 knights. Good gracious. Hold on a minute. 3 pages, 2 knights. The whole family showing up. It's like a reunion. 3 pages. Dispute. All right. 2 knights. Intimacy. So it could be that while you are dealing with the fallout of sort of this ending here, that we're having a physical relationship. Could be that. While you're still trying to work out the ending of all of this over here. It could also be, there is that physical relationship. It could be that it's because you met somebody online and right now all you're willing to offer is just the physical relationship. You don't want anything more than that. It could eventually end up being something where, where it could progress emotionally, but it looks like this is just kind of something to reconnect you emotionally, because this is sort of a tentative, timid beginning to the blossoming or opening up of feelings. This could be online communication. This could be just beginning, like stop, start communication, indirect communication, not constant communication. It could even be to where, you know, somebody feels a little rusty and it's kind of off-putting and there's not a lot of warmth there. So, you know, if we're still talking about legal things here, as far as working together and working everything out, this could be that the offer is a lot more than you expected. It might take some time to come to fruition, but it's strictly speaking legally in resolving something or this ending right here and dealing with it. It could be that there's an offer, it may be less than you expected, but it's something to work with and start to go on and start to communicate with. So maybe where there hasn't been communication and things have been stonewalled legally or just romantically with someone, maybe all of a sudden now, after someone goes through a period of talking with someone that they can trust, or, you know, this could be a lawyer, this could be a doctor, this could be a therapist, somebody that they see has sort of the authority on something about that is in an advisory capacity about what to do, is kind of helping them figure things out on their own, work on things on their own. And the unexpected part of this is that an offer comes in probably through indirect communication. Now, whether it's an offer of money or intimacy, it's going to be less than what's desired, but it is going to be a start. It's going to be a jumping off point to further negotiations. I feel like this might be physical, though, because we've got the stirrings of emotion over here, and we've got communication, sporadic communication, not very deep, not just kind of really almost strategic communication here. And we go from this all the way over here. So this, it makes me feel like it's something new. But let's see what this Page of Swords is about. We got a lot of kids otherwise. I mean, there's the whole family's here. It's a Page of Swords here. You see that? Page of Swords. Clarifying the Page of Swords. Awesome. So that's like, you know, minimal communication. Maybe there's a lot of talking, a lot of online communication, and then there's not. And then there's a lot of, it's like stop, start, sporadic. It's maybe some flirting, you know, but then there's not. This feels like a sexual relationship here. This feels like, now keep in mind, we got some queens and we got some pages. I'm just saying, we got, you know, and then they're suited too. We got the Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords. We could be talking about some pregnancies here. I'm just saying, and I know I've been banging that drum since what, November, but holy cow, you know, the aces and stuff's been happening right and left. So just saying, we got some kids showing up here. So for those of you that might have been on the radar, just keep watch for some of you. All right. What's this Page of Cups? Fighting, drama, conflict, passion. What's this world about? A new beginning. Like you are a clean slate. And as far as whatever's going on here, you are done. I mean, this queen, she does not mess around. This one right here. She decisive, organized, quick thinking, quick moving. There's nothing left to misunderstand. And, you know, and then she's on the move. So it's, I mean, not physically, but it's like, okay, once I'm done with something mentally, that's it. There's no returning. There's no going back. So then we've got the emotional fallout, maybe sussing out, someone's helping sort of restore and put everything back together mentally, emotionally, that sort of thing, working things out that way while there's closure. And then maybe we have these, this is either a physical relationship that is less than what you want, but it's a start. And it might be just, that's all it is just kind of this sort of superficial, because this is about wanting things on your own terms, that you're very comfortable where you're at and you're not budging. Whoever this is, they're not budging unless certain conditions are met or unless it suits them, right? So, and this has you all over it, Capricorn. So if this is not a sexual, physical relationship that's just kind of kept light and passionate and interludes here and there and whatnot, this is the beginnings of talking with someone that there was a stalemate before legally, and now there's an offer being made, and it's not desirable, but it is the starting point for negotiations. And this would be continued ongoing negotiations. However, this is someone, you know, maybe you meet to discuss things and there's a lot of back and forth, and then someone retreats to think about things. And this could be residual emotional fallout, but this could also be someone taking a time out to think things over again before they proceed It could be that this is, you're starting to have feelings for somebody that you're having this physical relationship with. You know what I mean? There's a lot of going back and forth, and now you might be starting to think, oh gosh. Either way, this is pulling at the end because of the conflict, or because of maybe this is that passion, you know, and you're like, whoa, this is getting more intense than I wanted. Things are starting to happen. I'm pulling back and I'm going inward and looking at feelings about this. Okay, so this one could be pulling back, strategic communication, or it could be somebody showing interest. But either way, there's going to be some sort of conflict, or maybe it's inner turmoil. Maybe that's what this is about, because sometimes for this card, when the Page of Cups shows up, it talks about how I don't know what to do with emotions, and I kind of am all over the place. And yeah, I feel things, but I don't know what to feel. So instead of expressing, I turn inward. And this could be inner conflict here. Okay. So if either way, whatever is going on here, physical relationship or an offer connected to all this, working things out, whatever, the communication is going to be stop, start. And there is going to be inner conflict. I feel like there's going to be, it's going to come to a point where you're sitting pretty here, and then all of a sudden there's going to start to be talk about things progressing, and you may or may not be on board with that. I feel like it's going to happen too much too soon for you. You just got everything sorted out right here, and I feel like you're going to kind of want it to stay sorted. This new beginning is about you. It's not about you being with someone else. That's why I think these pages are here. You just kind of want to keep it light and simple. You don't want it to start to get dramatic. You don't want to have to start thinking about how you feel. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it physical and cerebral, you know? Okay. Because look, this is, you know, the pursuit of the passionate pursuit, the hunt. So, you know, don't have this show up here. We don't want to, you know, some of you could be seeing a professional about becoming a parent. And that's what all this is over here. I mean, this could, you know, we're talking about the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups over here. So, but we got a lot of queens and a lot of pages, and maybe the whole family's involved. You know, there's all this drama and fighting with the family. Holy cow. But certainly looks like there's a lot of people involved. I feel like there's two. There's one that you've ended with, that you're kind of working things out with. It could be that you even have this physical relationship with this person, or they come back around and start just talking and offering, you know, to work this out this way, or offering this amount of such and such time or money or whatnot. Like, it could be that out of the blue, unexpectedly so, this person comes back. There's been this ending, and you're like, all right, I've come this far. I'm figuring myself out. I got everything on lock. And then all of a sudden they show up and want to start talking again. Maybe they want a physical relationship. And then you start feeling a certain kind of way here, and drama ensues. Could be that. It could be the same person. I feel like it's two people. I feel like this is just you having a liaison, and one in particular wants a little bit more from you than you're willing to give. But everybody's situation is going to be different. This is general. Right. Capricorn. Breaking free. Word. Look at this right here. This is breaking free to the amazement of those around you. Look at this. We got the brand new beginning, and somebody celebrating the end of something. So it's probably most likely no love lost there for some of you. I can't imagine why there'd still be anything physical or, you know, left after probably what you've gone through up here. So, you know, for some of this probably is somebody new coming in, and you just want to keep it physical and practical. I don't want to get emotional. When I get emotional, you know, that's where the drama is going to start for me. That's what this is saying right here. Capricorn. Prosperity. Yay! Look at all these coins right here too, these pentacles. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Yay! This is a really good place to be in receiving, because this is somebody that only moves when the certain conditions are met. There has to be a certain amount of security and stability. So this is a really good position to start having, you know, some offers come in here. We got offer, message, offer, whatnot. So this, you know, could be saying hold your ground, because you're coming into an abundant cycle. You've broken free. Whatever was holding you back or holding you down, it's resolutely ended, and you've had help ending it. And now it's like you're set on the path to be, this is you working. And, you know, I know, like I said, this is teamwork, but this could be you kind of at the top of your game career-wise, and you want to kind of stay there, and you don't want any romantic entanglements after what you've been up here. So your focus right now most likely will just be on work and kind of restoring everything financially, or maintaining everything financially, because you just broke out of something that you don't want to get back into emotionally. No emotional entanglements. You want the hunt, you want to be pursued, and you want to have what you want when you want it, but everything else is not really up for discussion right now. Okay, all right, Capricorn. I hope that was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.